Hello? Okay. OBS just randomly changing audio stuff. Good thing I sometimes look over and check if anything's up. And it's not like we did anything important, I just ranted about bad game design. Just what I do most of the time here, so it's not like you missed anything. Why did it just randomly set itself to use nothing? Not even my default audio device. What is wrong with this? No one understands what OBS does. Actual streamers can fail at it. So can I. Nothing tough frightens me. I break balls for training. Okay, do you also train like your Pokemon? At all? Like ever? Hopefully. Anyway, okay, you out-leveled me, so I kinda can't talk shit. But also I can talk what I want. Oh god, critical hit on that. Please. Okay. Buff is pulling through for now. That will not survive. Or he just does nothing. The smartest AI in history. Where is the smartest trainer of today? Yeah, I think we can guarantee it for the last two. I bet they still get the gym sign as wild. Like, that must have just happened on canon. Which is also wild. Pokemon World used to be changing. And then 3 years later, they still had accomplished nothing and not gotten their gym back, even though 2 whole new types were discovered just to counter the overpowered psychic types. Shame on them. Idiots. Yeah, you here. Implies he just like ran out, didn't even like teleport or anything. Whoa. That's a creepy thing to say. You can't just say that to a woman. I guess we're playing... It's a 10-year-old, which doesn't make it a lot better. Could claim that, oh, it's a sporting area, but also I haven't seen the floor here. I'm pretty sure it's wooden flooring, which is not very good for putting your feet on it in the middle of winter. Switch training, my beloved. You know, it's often a complaint that the new Pokemon games don't make you do a lot anymore. I don't miss Switch training. I think we're all better off with it being removed. Yes, it's way too easy to get high levels now, but come on, can you really claim this was the peak of entertainment and struggle? There's a reason many Let's Players and stuff just give themselves infinite rare candies. No mist for me. It could potentially train Singer up if this was any other type, but sadly it's destroys the ice type and only the ice type. Non-gym. Okay, but also the enemies have 0 intelligence. But at least it works that enemies most often take damage when you use a move. Which is not something you can say for Pokemon champions. Grunt. Leader down. And is whipped. 0 anything. Doesn't even have a special trainer title. Just another black belt. Do you think if we were like a trainer from the neighboring gym, he would also just give us one of his Pokemon? Lee in the Pokemon manga was so cool. Just being basically like Mr. Fantastic. Go, singer. Hitmonchan is just kind of awkward. Why are these the 2 designs they landed on? Like, Hitmonlee looks like a creature, and Hitmonchan looks like just a guy. Like, sure, not like a super realistic guy, but neither do the trainers in this gen. 21. Isn't that what 9 plus 10 is like? Oh. The emblem. No, sorry. Kinda full at the moment. Never once used one of them. Psychic power. They get creamed. Please do not use that language. Does not mean the same thing. Honestly, potentially it meant the same thing back then too, and Pokemon just didn't give a shit. That's the first time I'm seeing this psychic sprite in a while. It's actually really cool. Floating Pokeballs at all? Really has style. Psychic types kind of just got more insane over the years. And their trainers too. Stop groveling at me. Slowpoke is also a cool Pokemon. I also considered using a Slowpoke. Yes, that's Sandra Obscura, the one and only. What kind of psychic Pokemon are there in Gen 1 that they could use? I think it's only like Slowpoke, Drowsy, and the Abraline. I am doing okay. Wait, okay. I do not, in fact, know who you are. I'm sorry, did we meet before? Or is it just someone using a different name from elsewhere? Evil? Why is this Slowbro sprite like this? Why is it eating its... Why are they just eating each other? Oh god, this was not the move I'm actually using. I'm doing alright, by the way. How are you doing on this fine Sunday? Damn. Trying to think who would name themselves the... I can't even pronounce that. Yes, I know it's probably meant to be the Star Boy 777. But also, why are you using letters in your YouTube name? It's not like YouTube names have to be unique. And you are not using the name you're using elsewhere, or otherwise I would find you. Grr. it's just a second until my Bap is gonna die. Or they're just not gonna use any moves. Well, in a modern Pokemon game, they'd have pulled out the strong AI by now. And here it's just whatever. Would make it obvious who you are. Dang. Alright, man, keep your secrets. Okay, I will see you then and have a good shower. We'll stream for a little bit, I literally just started after all. I have to still take down this gym and then whatever dungeon is next. Which is the evil house, I'm pretty sure. Aww. Love you too, bye! People that love and appreciate me. There aren't a lot of those in the world. There shouldn't be. Oh yeah, Mr. Mime. I forgot about the existence of Mr. Mime. For a second I lived in a better world where there was no Mr. Mime. Oh god, this got widescreen. What was this surf animation ever supposed to tell you? Oh, it's there too. Thankfully, we're gonna critical hit it. His belief is so strong in this gen just because of that. And a double kill. Ding. Mr. Mime really was just a first gen Pokemon. Like their first 150, or not even their first, because we know how many more there are. It's just, they had so many ideas, and then they came to, oh, let's just put a French person in. And a parody of Yuri Geller that was so obvious the actual guy sued them. Oh well, sued them for a card they made of Kadabra, I'm pretty sure. Is Yuri Geller when the association between psychic powers and spoons started, or was that an older thing, I wonder? Oh god, there's Psybeam. One of the moves of all time, that just does random amounts of damage. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Lol, you're also weak to this. But I trust you. Maybe I shouldn't trust you that much. As a Psychic Gen 1 sprite is so cool. Power alone isn't enough. Yeah, that's what the previous gym leader tried to tell me, and then he sent like 5 toxic bombs at me. And they all died. I still have no idea what I meant by that. This gym is pretty much even leveled with the previous one. Which is also kind of weird. But then again, they also use kind of the same Pokemon. Because the Poison Gym didn't bother bringing any Poison Trainers. Instead, spread them all over the entire region. And spend 5 minutes without running into a Poison Trainer, except in the Poison type gym. And because they decided that for their gym specifically made around ninjas, they needed to add the juggler enemies. Because when they went through who all they need, We decided, dang, we really need... Who do you run into on the street? You know, psychics? Teenagers? Lots of teenagers there. Okay, I just want out. I'm not getting out, am I? Wow! I walked into the gym and you can tell that I want to see your gym leader. You must be very powerful. Okay, Bob, non-functional. I don't really have anything against Slowbro. It's unfortunate. But then again, Slowbro doesn't have a lot for it. So it's just gonna be an endless battle. Yes, use your speed, Beep. No, don't use your speed, Slowbro. Literally called slow, buddy. What are you doing? Arrgh. Now. Okay, this one I've already beaten. You are from the start, so there should be a way out. Yes. Easy. Yes, I am that lazy. I will take the half that beat instead of just walking the 5 meters. Pokemon made an America region, but they made it just so unrealistic by having you actually get somewhere by walking. They should have made a region where you can't move 5 meters without needing a car. You know, for good game design. It's wild that when, you know, when they're making like city builders games and all of those, then they often actually struggle with not wanting to make them too realistic, because half the city would need to be parking spots, and it would just be way too much and no fun at all. So even in realistic city builders, you have parking requirements tuned down a lot. It's kind of a condemnation of our reality in it. Still never checked when I should evolve any of my Pokemon. Every time I finish streaming, I tell myself, oh, I'm gonna do it after this, and then I don't. Oh. Come on, Cutlass, we need you awake. Wait, I'm pretty sure I still have it in there, yes. And there it is, Lick, the only ghost type move in the entire generation. She really just went through all the moves she has available, eh? Okay, Clonk, can you please log in? No? Okay. Here's the animation for Lick that anyways. Depth to Ghastly. Next one. No Tia's chirp here. Clonk is not gonna do a lot more. Not in this state. What after getting Para confused? Okay. They're doing it again. They're always doing this to me. At least they also have a Haunter. Well, that this gym also uses ghost types. I guess they really didn't have enough pure psychic or mixed psychic types. Just had to throw anything in there. Psychic is so OP in this gym, with the type in the move. Channel this defeat. Yo. Yeah, by the way. No. Be worth using it on Psychic. How did I reach the beginning again? I don't think I fought here before, yeah. The appearance of their trainers. Don't think anyone has ever said that before or again in the history of Pokemon. Wow, you're so right. The hunter smiles just like yours. This is also such an unfair move. Didn't expect it to survive one. That's bad. Stress is only encountered for Agatha later. You knew what? Techniques. Yeah, because they didn't call them attacks back then. Just technique. Younger than you, but you respect her. Now, never respect anyone. Especially not a ghastly trainer. Can't even have a proper ghastly. Like, look at that thing. It's not how any ghastly I know looks like. Yeah. Where's its core? Why is it just like that? Who hurt you? I still think it should be like an aggressive jazz music or something in the Pokebud. Makes no sense for the music to be calm. Yeah. Ooh, a lot. At least I have some evolved Pokemon by now. Just wild since we're in like gym number 6. Yeah, gym number 6, I'm pretty sure. They still haven't even pulled out AI that doesn't pick random moves. No much handling. If you want to beat her, focus on winning. Wow, who are you? That is so wise in the ways of everything. Okay. I think we took all the trainers, so now we can heal one more time and then should be fit to just destroy her. Or fight and then die. More likely. I'm trying to see here. Profile pic, but it isn't giving me the most hints. Yeah, time to defeat the gym. Sabrina was so creepy in the anime when she just turned her dad into a puppet or something. Also, I'm just gonna flounder around here for a bit. So I'm not looking up the way. Because I'm goated. Psych powers. Okay, show me what you got, Sabrina. If you have anything. That's just a guy with mustache. It could actually be tough. Probably shouldn't just switch training in here. Maybe they always get crits, I mean. One of the worst moves. Why is it working for them? Fly has less PP, so it's probably strong. Oh god, it actually is psychic. But we have beep level 37. Beep is doomed to always fight Mr. Mime, it seems. He'll drill back in before it sets up barrier. Yep, knew it. I don't think barrier stays around in this game. Oh yeah, of course she has a Venomoth. I was complaining how Koga doesn't have a Venomoth, but it's of course because Sabrina has one somehow. Why? They just do like exchange on the gym. Sideways is one of those moves that can actually crash a double battle, a link battle. Because of how incredibly badly it's programmed. Oh, 43 is a wild spike. Not like any of those Pokemon have any competency or anything, but no more Sabrina. Didn't work hard enough, so true. Don't raise your Pokemon too much. What is it? Is it Psywave? That is not all that move does, and that is not a useful description of it. Especially in this gen. But whatever. Okay, now we gotta go through the ocean, eh? As well check in back home. Hello, Mom. Take care. And let's get rid of all of our useless items. Namely, whatever she just gave us. And what else don't we need? Heart key is useless. Gem. I think we still need string, which is 4, I'm pretty sure. Haven't used the TMs yet, so I'm also assuming those were useless. And that should be enough. Now we can go on the water. Not talk to Professor Oak because he's gonna be disappointed in me for not bothering with the Pokédex. But that's fine, he can do it himself if he wants to so badly. How are the fish biting? And I guess we are kind of a fish in this. That's a big fish. What a weird mouth. That's supposed to be lips. Probably. Then again, it can use peck, so... Who knows, really? And it is using back, which probably means it's actually coded to use strong move. Or it just got lucky twice in a row. I don't think they have a lot of moves. Oh yeah, body slam. That it should soon be possible to even train Singer manually. After all of this switching. Goldini, Goldini. Sounded so weird in the German. Always like, Goldini, Goldini. And everyone knows that Pokemon sounding weird in different localizations. Like if you've never seen before, do yourself a favor and look up French Starmie. As long as you're not in public. And there's also amazing Pokemon like... Oh, what's it called again? The Ultra Beast that's just all about eating. Guzzlord. Who in the anime just wildly screams into the microphone. Come on, Singer. Just because you're working late doesn't mean you don't get to work at all. There we go. Why does every single Pokemon learn a confusion-causing move in this game? Who thought that was a good idea? Who thought that was the good idea? The only idea they ever had? Along with putting Mr. Mime in. Singer managed to win your first actual battle. Nice. Are the fish fighting? No. Oh wow, it's a cool Pokemon that no one's ever seen before. I bet there won't be 5 billion of those around here. Let's go for it, Hornet. Random, oh god, it's one of those. It's all Magikarp in it. Oops, all Magikarp. Hello again, Starman. We are fighting 6 Magikarp, so I will have a lot of time to think if that was something I would ever do. I'm not fighting this with Singer, I'm running out of PP. I really came up with the idea of what if we just throw 6 Magikarp at you right from the start. TMI, or it's because you have a lot of useful moves like Tackle, which can actually be a useful move in the competitive when you give it to like Porygon or something. Just because in competitive Gen 1 PP stalling is a real thing. Because the battles take forever because nothing does damage or takes damage. You can't even buff yourself past a certain point because Mewtwo with like 3 amnesias, I think, will just overrun the counter and go back to having 0 stats whatsoever. This game was made amazingly. Anyways, you promised me a hint. We're gonna be on this ocean road for a while. Pokemon Gen 1. How you can already see all their problems. Should I fight the swimmers? Yeah, sure. Sea cleanses my body and soul. It's wild that these swimmers are just in the middle of nowhere. Like, Pokemon, the swimmers are really just in the middle of the ocean. Don't worry about being obvious. Drawn me before. Are you shrimp? Thought you wanted to quit. Or am I wrong? Yeah, I don't get a lot of fan art, you know? How are you doing? Hope you're doing okay after everything. Oh, that's very fair. Aren't we all? But hey, good to hear from you. What's wrong with me swimming? Why the accusatory tone, random swimmer? Oh. A lot is wrong with you swimming. Why did they put one of those guys in the middle of the ocean? And also, once more, why is Q-Ball one of the trainer classes they sought for this game? Hope you're, are you back home by now anyways? So all you were on your little Africa tour last time I heard? This man really came out to the middle of nowhere and just brought tentacles. Ooh, hope you have a nice flight home afterwards. I know it can be stressful. I've only flown a couple of times in my life actually. And I've technically... yeah, I think I've never actually left Europe. Just hasn't been in the cards for me so far. Europe is also just so convenient, you know, since we don't need to do any like border checks or anything. I'm just gonna keep swimming until I reach the island. Where would I go? I mean, stereotypical answer is of course Japan, because place Japan is just place Europe but better, but and in general, Asia is interesting. I think for a vacation, something like Thailand would also be interesting. I think for Japan, you'd need to have like a full itinerary, just because there's so much. Also, I always thought about going to America, but with how America is doing for the moment, no. Just don't want to bother with that. I am in Germany, yeah, and from Germany too. Are we just gonna be stuck in this loop until the end of time? You know, enemy Pokemon in this move has a like less than 50% hit rate, I'm pretty sure. Germany has some nice spots. Can recommend. Oh yeah, cute. We have some cute little villages. Some that are still left. And in general, the like old houses, I really like the Fachwerkhäuser. That kind of style. Can be really cool. And also in Germany you can quite easily travel around just by like taking our horrible train system. Probably be easy to do like an entire country tour. Hi, other person that is probably a bot. I'm just gonna assume based on that being the first message. I'm sorry. But yeah, Germany is cool as a tourist destination. And I called it instantly. Wait, does that mean I have to do moderation? Damn it. And you know, I hate doing moderation. Did that change the messages that are visible for you too? I hope it did. It's wild, I never had to do anything like that before. The bots are following hit Vtuber Sandra Obscura. This is my sign that I'm making it up in this world. This is what the future is all about. Getting bots to watch you so you can then block them. Don't we all love AI? Although if it was an AI bot, it would probably do better than that. And it's time to fight literal sludge again. Of course we're gonna press the secret switch. I could be in here for hours, by the way. I have no idea how this puzzle went. And I don't think I ever did. I think every time I've just kind of trying to use the past form of winked it and arriving at like wonked it. That does not sound correct. Innovating in the English language here. We wonk. Who are wonking there? That's a big pile of sludge. That pile of sludge is higher level than most of my Pokemon. I should probably actually train a bit. That's a lot of damage. It is currently 8 PM, 47 minutes. I think we're pretty close in time zone right now, given where you are. You're like an hour ahead or something, if I remember correctly. I looked it up once. Vulpix is so cute. Why did they have Vulpix next to "Don't read what Mach is" backwards? The flooring on this kind of hurts your eyes when you look at it too long. Truly one of the areas of all time. But I gotta do the dungeon. Calcium. Oh, I instantly use it because the inventory in this is limited. Do you ever play Gen 1? By the way, since I think you are decently young, you might not have actually played it on the Game Boy. I did play Pokemon on the Game Boy. Probably complained. No, I didn't complain in all the same ways back then. Didn't have any idea what game design was. Just like Gamefreak. Pokemon is really one of the classics. Hello? Hey, random dude. Yeah, the burglar trainer class. I always thought it was already named Thief in this gen. But now just a random burglar. Do they even count as a burglar? It's just a random house that's open to everyone. Oh, Hard Gold is really good. Second gen is my favorites, and I'm really glad that the remakes were really well made. Even though I'm still salty that they deleted my girl Chris for Lyra. You didn't know, Gen 2 originally had in Pokemon Crystal the first playable female trainer, and then they just replaced her design with Lyra. And I will never forgive them. Also, you played Sun first, then X and Y, and then Moon? That's a wild order to go. I think story-wise, Pokemon Black and White and Black and White 2 are just objectively the best. And they're only ones in which they more seriously bothered. Just like Black and White had so much energy in the story, and N was just the #1 Pokemon character of all time, probably. Sweet boy N. Everyone fell in love. Here, there was an item here. Did you play, did you have the normal version of Moon then, or like Ultra Moon or Ultra Sun? I played, like, I think I had normal Moon and then played Ultra Sun. PSS was is that the online thing? Yeah, I think that was the online thing, probably. That's a lot. Fun fact, XY was the only gen where I ever bothered with actually filling the entire Pokédex. Like every other gen I couldn't be asked, but X and Y, because of the online thing, I actually pulled through. And I destroyed my original 3DS, the tracking pad, because when you went to the Lumineers City Tower, you could just have it in like... You could put a piece of paper under your tracking pad and then keep going, so you could breed eggs easily. And I actually bothered to like shiny hunt and stuff. And eventually just destroy the circle pad. Yeah, it just kind of came off for me too. Although it was very much my fault, if we're being honest. Especially when I then decided after it was already in a bad state, hey, let's sleep over at a friend's place and play the Smash Bros. 3DS demo the entire night. My circle pad did not like that, even though I had a lot. Smash 3DS was so wild when they just Yeah, it's not the best, but it was special because it was just the first Smash you could actually use on a mobile console. New leak. I know a lot of people love Animal Crossing and such games, but personally I could never get into it. I don't know why. I'm just not go to it, like games that give me way too much freedom. I just end up getting bored. Seen a lot of people really enjoy Tomodachi Life though. Don't think I would get it for myself, but I have been appreciating all the fandom posts people made with it. Animal Crossing, I really like what were they called, those clonk droids or something. You know the ones I mean, the gyroids? Things that make special kind of noises. The ones that are villagers side special in Deloitte. It's just Deloitte, yeah. I really like those. Thought they were funny. Also, Rossetti is the funniest addition anyone ever put into a video game. I will not be hearing alternative answers. When you can actually tell that console has been turned off without saving, but instead of making a prevention that like emergency saves, you just put a guy there that screams at you. That's peak game design. We lost something when they actually figured out how to do it properly. New Animal Crossing for the Switch was wild though. I can show you my team after this. Lots of important Pokemon, of course. Only the best. Let me show you all my party people in the club. Got Singer, our newest addition, of course. Oh yeah, you can't actually just switch to the next Pokemon in this because this gen is allergic. Chirp, because kinda gotta do the Mew glitch in this gen. Otherwise, why are you even playing? Beep, which is the one that just looks like a giant neck from the back. Because I didn't just want a Pidgeotto this time. Clonk, the Graveler, because I actually love Graveler. Then we have Ba, the Venusaur, our dearest starter. And Lump, the Nidorino, because we all lump her. Fun story actually about Graveler. When I was a kid, I was even more stupid than I am now. And therefore I think I was playing Pokemon Yellow and my Geodude was the first Pokemon I ever had that evolved then. And I thought, wow, that's so cool. It's a Graveler now. So amazing. I'm gonna train this thing up until it evolves again. And as you may know, Graveler does not actually evolve by level. So I just carried it around with me the entire game and ended up with a level 100 Graveler. I also had a level 100... yeah, it evolves by train. So I had a level 100 Magneton, because I wanted it to learn triple attack, but I caught it too late. Machoke is the one you're thinking of, I'm pretty sure. Oh god, now we need to do some bullshit with the switches. some point I figured it out. At some point we also had internet where you could actually look stuff up. But still, it's just so funny to me. Pokemon has this magic where it can create the wildest kinds of stories just by how you end up playing it when you have no idea what you're even doing. It's one thing I love about it, and that you kind of don't really have anymore with modernity, where you can look everything up. Back in the day, you would just get lost for hours because you have no idea what you're even supposed to think. But then again, I'm also the kind of person that got stuck for 3 real-life years in Majora's Mask. So I can't really say I'm good at anything. Yeah, it was kind of so sad that they turned off everything for the 3DS. Oh, you lost your 3DS? That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Also thought it was really bad because you couldn't like get your Pokemon into the newer gens anymore. Because from like Gen 3 to damn, you exchanged the 3DS for Duncan. But yeah, that's the thing with does your friend responsible then? That sucks even more than just losing it normally. Oh, that sucks. Actually lost like my... what's it called in English? Portemonnaie in German. Briefcase? No, briefcase is wrong. My money thing. Once because it just slipped out of my pocket while I was riding a train home. I was so tired that I fell asleep. Actually got it back, at least with my information and everything, thankfully. I didn't even realize I had lost it. Just when I arrived home, my mom was like, "Hey, where's your money, by the way?" I'm like, "Oh, it's of course here in my pocket." And then she revealed that the train people had like called her and told her, "Oh, we found your daughter's information here and this number is in there. Should we send it to you?" Also once had my money actually stolen at a flea market, where I had like one of those you could put around your neck, and someone actually must have got me noticing, cut the cord while I was like bent over and looking on some display or something. Because later we went around looking for it and we only found a cut off part of the cord, so we knew it wasn't like, who steals money from a kid? Like it was a Winnie the Pooh themed money bag too that I've had for years. Who steals that? How heartless do you have to be? Actual evil in this world? Truly, I have experienced great pain in my life. There was a decent chunk of money in there for a small-ish kid too, because I had just gotten like, I don't know if it was Christmas or birthday or anything. I mean, it was just like €50, I think, which still is a decent chunk. Not something you should probably carry around as a small-ish kid, but still. That's just evil. I miss going to flea markets, honestly, even though that story makes the experience sound negative. I used to have so many cool things there. It's where I got most of my games from. Which is why I have experience with playing these older games that came out way before I could consider gaming. Fun fact, I actually got into gaming through my grandparents, which is the wildest thing ever, because they would always go to flea markets and get like older consoles and stuff. And at some point they got That's not how buildings work, dear Pokemon team. That's not how anything works. Make sure to go if you have the opportunity. It can be really fun to just see kind of stuff people out there, even when you're not planning on getting anything. Still haven't gotten the one thing we need from that house. Although honestly, it's wild to just leave the key to your active gym in a random abandoned mansion. But what am I to tell this guy? Ah, that's very fair. I gave a lot of my old clothes away when I moved places. Just also more of a I need to get rid of this, I don't have the space in my new home kind of deal. For non-clothes stuff though, I am the kind of person that's like, no, I want to keep fish. And thankfully my parents have like a large attic. So a lot of stuff is probably still somewhere out in there, like Legos and stuff. Although Legos are also probably a cross-generational thing. I don't think there will be a generation of children that would not be able to enjoy Legos. That's as much optimism as I want to have about the younger generation. I think we were up there and down here already. Oh, locked ourselves in. That sucks. Did they like actually break it or just destroy the finished build? Also, I can't claim to be innocent here. I did destroy some of the finished builds of my older brother. The map. Not intentionally, of course, just to build other stuff with it. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Ninjago was big after my time with Lego. I know there are a lot of fans of the story of that one too. At the big cartoon, if I remember correctly. I still think it's a shame they cancelled or threw down Bionicle just because the story got way too convoluted. I mean, yes, it really did. Like way too much. Also, that's the fun part. Also very fair, ninjas are very cool. Which is why it's wild that this game doesn't have ninjas, but decided to instead have a ninja gym filled with jugglers. Why, Pokemon, why? Shima? What was Shima? That doesn't ring a bell for me. I think the last series I really saw was the monsters on Mars kind of one. Animal guys. Oh yeah. So that's how you got into VTubers that are half anime girl, half whatever animals it's supposed to be. Lego always had such cool features. It's really one of the toys of all time. I also love just the classical Lego. Where just, hey, build whatever you want and then have it break instantly. We accidentally installed it, damn. That's also a wild origin story. Personally, I got into VTubers because of a friend of mine that was a friend of, nah, he wishes, a fan of HoloLive for years. And eventually I just kind of caved and gave in and decided to also give it a try. Since then, I have been needlessly hooked. I think the medium still has a lot of growth potential, personally. There's a lot of things you can do in VTubing that haven't been done. But still kind of limited to the idol-like experience. Not that I'm contributing to making any progress, of course. Well, you have come to the right place, to the greatest VTuber outside of you. But yeah, I get you. Your aim is phone-based and very personal, I feel. And on YouTube and Twitch you have a lot more gaming and variety streams. More variety on Twitch because YouTube is just difficult to have different things going on at the same time. Just because of the way it's set up. I should probably buy some protect or something, just getting ridiculous. Also, if you see me repeating the same 2 steps over and over again, that's not a coordinated decision, I am just stupid. Also, yeah, you can always branch out. It's not like there's a lack of VTubers nowadays. Industry has really grown over the past couple of whiles. How do you even let a mansion get this decrepit to just get attacked by infinite piles of sludge? And yes, Grimer is literal a pile of sludge. That's the story. It's sludge that got hit by a beam of moonlight and then became conscious. And then one generation later you can just breed endless amounts of them. Pokemon lore has never made sense. Part of that is endearing, to be honest. So true. Yes, I know about Ekans and Arbok, snake and the cobra. Also works in German, by the way. The name of artwork is the same, and Ekans is Retan, which is Natter backwards, which is a name for a specific kind of snake. I know everything about Pokemon. Probably not, but I actually really have like a special interest in early gen Pokemon development, so I know a lot of stuff about that. There's a lot of design, like scrap designs and notes we have on Gen 1 and 2, and 3 by now too. It's just really interesting to just see the process of how they came up with everything. And all the mistakes they made, because I could have surely done better. Yay, level 31. Confused, why does every Pokemon in this gen gotta confuse others? Why can't we all get along? I'm sure you know, for example, that Raichu was supposed to have an evolution known as Gorge. But did you also know that there were scrapped baby versions of Vulpix and Grimer and some others? Now you know. Baby Pokemon in Gen 2 are generally such a weird concept, because they didn't really do anything or contribute at all to the gameplay, really. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here and get myself protect. This is getting ridiculous. Not protect, repel. Just been, you know, these dungeons are just made a lot more difficult by the fact that you can't walk 3 steps without instantly getting flashbanged and then losing your entire track of where you are, where you're going and what you want to do. So sometimes you just gotta punch a horse. Please let there be good and enough repels. Should heal first though. So I bet back then they just had like a way stricter like gym dungeon kind of feel. I think it's more variety in modern Pokemon. Okay, do you have... yes, max repels. Can you like... can I afford that? Of course I can. I am rich, because I never spent money in these games. Because what if I need it some other time? Actually, I had a run in like Pokemon Crystal, where I kind of bricked because I spent all my money and then had nothing for healing items for the difficult sections. And then I was just there, nowhere to go. Actually, I just had to train up a lot, but training in Gen 2 is a nightmare. Like, they kept the level curve as bad as it is in the Gen 4 remakes, but during Sword Life was not better. Okay, where do you even get? Where do I even want to go? I have no idea. This labyrinth was built kind of like a labyrinth. max repel when there's a 1 in 5 billion chance of a stronger Pokemon. To be fair to your Onyx and Heart Gold, Onyx is kind of useless with the I'm sorry to say. Worse attack stat than like a random fish, probably. Onyx is one of those, hey, we need an early game boss type Pokemon. And then they meet an early game boss type Pokemon. And then it wasn't useful ever again. That's not where I meant to go. I want to look here again. I'm just running in circles. The fact they made kids go through that is wild. And that kids had the patience to go through it. Mostly probably what the wilder part. I have repel active, come on. I think I saw it, but it must have been a long while ago. The picture of your team. At least I think I saw it. I was active in reading your server at the very least. These two teleport things just drive me insane. Okay, there's nothing here, so we can knock that out again. It's not even teleport things, it's just, hey, we dropped you down the stairs. Nothing here, nothing there, nothing anywhere. That is still not a useful place to go. Did I fight this guy yet? No, I didn't, but also this guy is just as frustrated as I am. Very fair. Where did Burglar get a Charmander though? That's not a common Pokemon. I've also been thinking about like replaying the other gens after I'm through with this one. Although this is of course the Pokemon 30-year anniversary run of playing the first game and remembering how bad it was. I will always complain. Please tell me you know the way. Yeah. I had figured out that much. I think last time I was here I actually looked it up. But not this time. I'm doing this bad in here. I can't imagine just how great the experience in the Victory Road's gonna be. Okay, up there was nothing. Down here is the path where you can throw yourself down the roof. Amazing. Last time we threw ourselves in the other path, so let's go here this time. Have I fought you? Apparently. I haven't seen this place in a while. Oh yeah, that's where we just went out of the house for some unknown reason. This Pokemon doesn't understand how exits work. Okay, we finally reached a new section. Oh god. This is supposed to be a mansion, so this was a place where people live. Can you imagine living in a house so big that you get lost instantly? I mean, I guess it's also where they cloned Mewtwo, which would have been beneficial to not have it know where it was going, but still. So why did they think of one class to use fire Pokemon and their first idea was burglars? Like when I think of someone that's likely to use fire, maybe they just couldn't name them arsonists. Later games of trainer classes make at least a little more sense. The burglars actually throw like smoke bombs at you sometimes. Who wouldn't? Not throw smoke bombs at you, well maybe that too. Did you know that Pokemon types in general were a pretty late addition? Like they didn't think up the rock, paper, scissors kind of system from the beginning. Which is also so wild to me, like what were they even doing before then? Hello random scientist. This place is ideal for a lab. Literally how? Name one thing about this place that is even decent for a lab. Well, I guess it's big, but then you could set up your lab on the open sea. Which I guess people also do. International waters and all that. International war crimes and all that. See, scientist electricity, that at least makes some sense. I think the bug-catching story was actually later revealed to not be accurate. I don't want to talk too much about out of my ass on that. A lot of the early designs were basically just stolen from Ultraman and other Tokusatsu, or however you pronounce that kind of stuff. Like their first designs were basically, what if we put Godzilla in video game? And then they put Godzilla in video game. And then they put Mechagodzilla in video game. Balanced out the type board is one way to name whatever cluster mess. Thought for sure that was gonna be the door opener, but no. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna actually use the escape rope, I don't care. Get me out of here. Imagine one Glaze 3. Like, I get the nostalgia, I'm nostalgic for it too. But I mean, you can tell that it's not. Did this guy just really hit me with this? Come on, dude. Do you have any friend? Amazing thing to ask someone. Yeah, don't forget that in their 151 ideas for original Pokemon, 2 of them were just a Pokeball. And 3 were just pile of purple sludge. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it here for today though. We did our usual run of one gym, one dungeon, or whatever you want to call this horrible place. So next time we can take on Blaine and then move on to probably meet Giovanni already. Yeah, we're gonna do 2 gyms next time. But yeah, thank you for watching, Starboy. Yeah, glad you could make it, and have a safe flight home when you get there the next couple days. I will see y'all next week, probably on Tuesday with another random game. But until then, as always, sleep well